got another one. Got another one. Oh, big salute, big salute, big salute, big salute. Big salute to all my support goons, loved ones, support squad. Big salute to all my righteous revolutionaries out there holding it down. Big salute to Big Brother them. Trapflix.com, trapflix.com, trapflix.com. Make sure you go register. Register now. And if you're interested in a hell of an investment option, please contact us for your trap coins. Yeah, for your trap coins. Yeah, so make sure you reach out, contact, DM. All information is in the description. All the deeds is in the description. So make sure you tune in, tap in if you're interested in those trap coins. Now today, everybody, we coming back with another one. Coming back with another reaction. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 rivers of Eden. Yeah, the 4 rivers of Eden. You know, seek and you shall find. Yes, it says this in the scripture. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah, the true locations, the 4 rivers of Eden. Let's get it started. And it's going to be a little taste, y'all. We'll probably do half the video because this video is like an hour and something long. But I just want to give y'all a little taste so you can go back and get some more for yourself. Here we go.
Following up in our documentary series highlighting and talking about the 4 rivers of Eden and where they could potentially be located today. We're also going to be sharing with you on this network brand new information that you probably have not known before, along with reviewing and recapping things that we've already gone over in our documentary when it comes to the Garden of Eden and where the real Garden of Eden is located, along with the 4 rivers of Eden today and where they potentially are, and also how they all connect together in one central location that you may have not known before.
Okay, come on with it.
And so we're going to go over a few preliminaries, and then we're going to go over each of the 4 rivers one by one, divided into 4 parts, and tell you how it all connects and ties together.
Okay.
And so now we're going to be going over the preliminaries, but first we're going to take a look at our preliminary verse of Brashith or Genesis chapter 2, verses 10 through 14, so we can get some context on the 4 rivers and where they are located. And then we're going to be taking a look at ancient maps and documents and sources to really see if we can document the real true location of Eden. But here we are in Brashith.
Yeah, because you know, all them old maps, you know, they burnt them up and discarded them and made new maps. So let's go.
Or Genesis chapter 2, verses 10 through 14, that reads, "And a river went out of Adon or Eden to water the garden, and from there it divided and became 4 river heads." So this first part is important because it tells us that it first started as a river, but then it divides into 4 parts. And do we see that somewhere? Well, let's keep going, because then it goes on to say, and we're going to be using the names in the ancient Yahudiya language, but the name of the first is Payashun, or commonly known as Pishon today. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Kuyala, commonly known as Havilah today, where there is gold. Keep this in mind, gold. So that's the first river location. And then it says, "And the gold of that land is good. Bdellium is there in the Shohem stone. And the name of the second river is Gayakun or Gihon. It is the one surrounding the entire land of Cush." Now, some translations today read Ethiopia, and we're going to be talking about that when we go over this river. But verse 14 goes on to say, "And the name of the third river is Karakal." Now, some translations today read the Tigris, and then it is the one which goes toward the east of Ashashur. Now remember that in mind, and please keep this in mind as we go over this documentary today, east of Ashashur, because this is going to become very handy as we've talked about in our ancient Assyria video that was done on this a long time ago. And then what? The fourth river is the Euphrates, as it's commonly known today. In the Yaudiyah, it was called Paratha. Paratha. Now that we have some context on what we just read, now we're going to go over and see exactly where these four rivers could be today and also where they once connected. Because as we've gone over in the documentary, we've discussed this map that's well over 600 years old, and we're going to discuss it once again today in this documentary for context purposes, because it says in 1411, a Venetian cartographer by the name of Albertine.
Oh, yeah. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. I know I'm a little late. This is for entertainment and educational purpose only. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Let's go. I hope I'm not too late.
Venus de Verga designed this very important map of Africa.
Okay, let's do it.
Now, again, this map is well over 600 years old. It comes from 1411, and we've gone over it in the documentary. But once again, we're focusing on it today because this map is key in helping us find the four rivers of Eden today.
Yeah, this is the map that the slave traders used. This that original map. Yeah, that was given to Columbus now. Yep.
But as you can see, here is a sketched outline of it. And if you would like to learn more about it, I will link it in the description box below where you can learn more info about it.
Yes, yep.
Here is the map in color just so that you have an idea. Now, for those of you who already do not know, or if this is your first time seeing this topic, well, you may be wondering why this map is so important. Look again. Because what you will see depicted on this map is the Garden of Eden at the southernmost tip of Africa with the symbol of two concentric rings from which emerge the four rivers that are mentioned in Brashith or Genesis chapter 2, what we just read.
Now, what y'all should be asking yourself is why do they keep South Africa such a secret? Why you don't never hear about Botswana and all these countries until they find a big ass diamond or a whole bunch of gold? That's when you hear about these countries. Or unless it's a battle going on, like they fighting over the Congo right now for that vibranium. Yep. So that's what you need to be asking yourself. They give all our paid off scholars, our paid off black scholars in America, they give them money just to talk about Egypt. When Egypt is the baby. You look at the rivers, they flow up. So everything that came to Egypt had to come from South Africa, which in Africa they call up south. Keyword up south. So that means South Africa is really North Africa. Because like I said before, once you go across the equator, you got to flip the world over. Yeah, remember that, y'all.
A little bit earlier ago. So here is that actual depiction right here with the concentric rings. And here are the four rivers that emerge out of it right here all throughout the land of Africa as it's commonly known today. Now, there are a few other things to note about this map and why it's so very important. The first thing to note is how one of the four rivers appears to be the Nile, and that is right here. As you can see right here, it goes all the way from so-called Southern Africa all the way towards Egypt as it's commonly known today. So what? It looks just like the Nile, and we're going to be talking more about that later on when we go over the Tigris River. Now, the most important thing that I want you to know today in this video is that all of these rivers in Africa are connected. They are all connected to one another, and we're going to be talking about that more when we take a look at ancient maps that show and depict the Niger River and the Nile River as well. Now, what's commonly taught to us in geography classes and in our history classes that, oh, the Nile River goes all the way from here.
Now, these rivers nowadays in our age of time, some of them have dried up, but they did connect. So when it rains, When it's rainy season in Africa, all these rivers connect. But when it's dry season in Africa, you know, some parts tend to dry up, so they don't connect. So you need to ask yourself, why did the slave masters hide this information? What was so important about this information that they hide it and they changed names? Ask yourself these questions.
Here in what's commonly known as Egypt today, all the way towards Uganda, and that it stops there. But is that really true? Because what you're about to see in the video later on is that really there is even a so-called Nile River in so-called South Africa as well, because what, they're all interconnected, and that's a very important concept for this video. Here is the full map right here that shows calendar plates. Now, once again, if you would like to take a look at this more on your own time, you can take a look at the documentary. And again, the link is in the description box below so that you can learn more. But another very important detail about this map is that it disappeared in the late 1930s from Heidelberg, Germany, along with its owners. And who were the owners of this map? And that's right, the owners were a Jewish family, coincidentally enough, 10 years before their fraud.
So this map got missing by a Jewish family? Starting to make sense. It's starting to make sense. Could this be why they took the real Holy Land and put it up there, up there in the Middle East, up there above Egypt? Y'all connect the dots, y'all. I know y'all know about connecting them dots. Connect them dots, y'all.
Fraudulent nation was formed. Now, again, the question remains is why would a Jewish family want to hide this map approximately 10 years before their fraudulent nation was coincidentally formed in 1948?
Why? Why is the question? Why? Why?
What impeccable timing indeed. Don't you see the bigger agenda behind that?
Impeccable timing. I know y'all see the you got to see the agenda.
What are they really hiding? What don't they want you to know? Because do they want you to think that the fake Garden of Eden is in Iraq and Iran, so-called today, according to their narrative? Is that what they want you to think? Is that scriptural events took place in the Middle East and that fake Israel took place there, that the scriptural one took place there, even though it did not? We do not have time to go over that today in this documentary about why that Jerusalem is not the real Jerusalem and why the land of Canaan is nowhere near that area, because we've already covered it before extensively, and you can take a look at our documentaries or true location series to learn more about that on the playlist on YouTube. But what we will do is focus on more of the land of Canaan, because remember, that map showed and depicted the Garden of Eden in so-called Southern Africa, as it's commonly known today. Remember how we've gone over the Kana land, local municipality in so-called South Africa, Southern Africa, which is where the Garden of Eden is depicted. Notice how it's located within the Garden Route district. And when you actually take a look at the Garden Route, you will see that that's what? The Eden district. You see this right here, the seal. That's what? The Al or the Aleph in the Yahudiyah Paleo-Hebrew alphabet, which is the first letter of the alphabet. Where is all of this located today? And according to the Human Sciences Research Council, from the Dictionary of Southern African Place Names that was published in the late 1980s, if you go to page 107, this is what you will find. The definition of Cana land right here also encountered as Cana land, or what? Canaan's land, the real land of Canaan. They're even telling you where it is. They're putting it right in front of your face that the real land of Canaan is located in Southern Africa. Remember, we just told you to take a look at the Garden Route district, as we saw earlier, near the Eden district, because that is what it was once called, formerly known as the Eden district.
Now, remember, when they say Southern Africa, that's everything up under the Sahara Desert. So from Senegambia all the way to Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Somalia, Ethiopia, all the way down to Cape Town, Johannesburg, and all that. So everything up under the Sahara Desert will be considered Central and South Africa.
Municipality where in so-called South Africa, the same place that shows us that map where in 1411 of the Garden of Eden being depicted within the same region, Eden right there, garden root, Canaan, the land of Canaan. Now, before we go over each of the four rivers separately, we're going to be talking more about the rivers and once again, how all of these rivers are interconnected some way, shape, or form, or somehow, either by tributaries or either by streams that flow within them. But again, the narrative that they like to tell you is that the...
Oh yeah, we're going to stop right there. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. That was just a little taste. So y'all make sure y'all go tap in the Truth Unveiled 777. I'm gonna make sure I put the @ in the description. Now I want to show y'all something else. So, oh, hold on. Now we don't want to leave YouTube. Hold on. We don't want to leave YouTube. Let me show y'all the location. Let's check it out. Sud Marsh. Hey. Yeah, the biggest.
Hey guys,
marsh.
So there's a lot of surprising places in the world where life is
the biggest inland marsh in the world. If you don't know what marsh is, Google it.
Significantly different from ours. Everyone knows that Africa is just endless savannas and deserts with lions and giraffes and gazelle. And you might know about the equatorial rainforests with monkeys and parrots, where foreign tourists don't usually go so frequently because it's really humid, and of course, there's all those blood-sucking insects. But not everybody knows that Africa has a more humid, hot, and unfriendly place unknown to most people. It's the grandiose Sud Marsh in South Sudan. A surprising ecosystem with small islands among the water, with happy people living on them. So Sud is one of the largest marshlands in the world.
Oh, one of the largest. My apologies.
And its size really varies. During the rainy season, from April to September, it increases from 12,000 square miles to 50,000 square miles. That's bigger than Bangladesh, where 165 million people live.
Yep.
The Sud is in the White Nile Valley, part of the Nile River in South Sudan. Now, the slope is quite small here, so the river flows very slowly. So the White Nile flows into a large area without defined coasts. Now, the marsh was an obstacle for people traveling along the...
Now, that's one. Let's find the marsh. It's another marsh. Where is it at? Is it the Okawu Delta? Okay, we ain't gonna waste time on that, but the marshes is in South Africa. Those are gardens. Those are gardens. Now I want to show y'all somebody gave an account. Let me find the guy. I should have saved it. Where is this? A white guy from South Africa. That you could tell he heartbroken. And true. Israelites. is my guy? Oh, here you go. Let's see what he says.
Business communications look better when they come from an email address that includes your website domain.
Purposes only.
And gone searching for the truth. And
you see what happened when you go searching
for the truth. And I went in every other direction, into a lot of the other religions, read their texts, Buddhism, Hinduism, all of those, just trying to find it. But a little way in, I realized, and I veered away from them and continued to search. But about 2014, I was drawn back to the Torah, to the first 4 chapters of the Old Testament.
First 4 chapters of the Torah, the Old Testament. Seek and you shall find. The scriptures will let you know.
It made sense to me because of all the other research that I've been doing, that there'd been a lot of deception out there within the church structures and the religions. Going back to the original text, you then see the feast that you are supposed to keep. And it said forever. So as far as I knew it, forever is forever. And but I was also worried about the deception on where the true Jerusalem was and where the true Mount Zion is. So that started me off on a path to find that.
Brother, I think that'll start anybody off. I hope that starts y'all off.
Path led me then to who are the true Israelites. And what I'd been taught was that they had been brought back to the land in 47 or 48 when they actually, the UN declared Israel a state.
Now you could tell by his body language and the way he's talking that he is still accepting the truth that he has found. The truth that he has seeked out to find, he is still accepting the truth.
Research, then I started to look, and one came up where it was a guy from America who was saying that the blacks were actually the true Israelites. So I then went into those videos. At first there was resistance, but then I know there's been so much deception. So I thought, well, maybe that is the greatest deception of them all. And I went into a couple of videos, started to.
That is the greatest deception of them all. It is. And we are still decoding the truth, baby. So talk to him, brother.
To look at it, and I accepted it. That the true Israelites have also lost their identity and knowing who they were. But there were brothers that were starting to come together to say that they were the true Israelites. So then it was, where's the true Jerusalem? And as soon as I accepted who the true Israelites were, then that was revealed to me. It also said that I need to come and celebrate the 3 feasts here in the land at the true Jerusalem.
So this for everybody. You better come celebrate the feast. You better come be a part. You better come be a part.
So I came to Jerusalem, the true Jerusalem, here at Tel Arad. Knowing how some of the religious organizations and churches and that had deceived the people, I knew that there would be deception here as well. So it was actually a video that's covering Jerusalem, and it was there that I saw, if you actually read the text and look at the lay of the land, this matches. Look and analyze it yourself, you then see there's a huge difference between that Jerusalem up north and this one here. So I had to come and see for myself. I couldn't take anybody else's word for it, because if you type in Mount Zion, true Jerusalem, or Jerusalem, they point you north, not to this one.
This is a pool.
hold on, y'all. Before I go any further, let's make sure we subscribe and like, and we already sharing.
All Black Americans who were descendants of the slaves, you have been called back to Mount Zion.
You heard what he said now. Black Americans, the descendants of slaves, you are being called back. God is using us to deliver the message. You are being called back.
Come back, hold the feasts here. As it is written, we will return.
Hold the feast, the tabernacles, as it is written, prophesied that you will return, baby. Come on now.
Then things will start to change. But we have to keep the feasts here. You need to come out of the Americas and come to Zion, seek Zion.
Come out of the Americas, come to Zion, seek Zion. Yeah. So there you have it, y'all. What do you think? What are your reactions? What are your thoughts? Please leave me a comment and let me know. Can your scholar debut this? And if you think he can, please make sure he got receipts to go with his words. Because anybody can do this, but not everybody got that receipt paper. Where your receipt paper at? I don't want to hear what you're saying. Show me your receipt paper. Come on now. Where your receipt paper at? So big salute to everybody. You know, I'm gonna be back with another one. You know, I'm digging in the rabbit hole. I'm digging in the rabbit hole. Yeah. So won't you come dig with me? So big salute, y'all. Seek Zion, and you shall find. Yeah, because if you really righteous, then you must come take part in the Feast of Tabernacles. You must do this. You must get back on schedule because as you know, the calendars and the times that we go by in America, they are all off because they don't want you coming back and being a part of the change, being a part of their destruction of the supremacy of them. So big salute to everybody. We'll be back with another one. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Leave me your reaction comment, please. Can you do that? Yeah, I need your reaction. I need your comments. Yeah, so please let me know. Yeah, because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover, y'all. So big salute, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all stay tuned. Aight.